What it do, y'all? We are back for yet another rendition, and this one is one that is highly requested. This one is a big hitter, a heavy hitter. I will say a fan favorite. She's a polarizing character. If she's your favorite, she's your favorite, but she's probably not a lot of people's favorite. But she's also a lot of people's favorite at the same time. Like, she's a polarizing character, and we're talking about Ivori. Ivori has been extremely, extremely likable to me this season, surprisingly, because I did not come into this season liking her. Did not come into this season expecting to like her. So for me to be on this end of the spectrum when it comes to Ivori, I'm shocked. But it's a testament to what she's doing on the show, and I hope this is the development that she is actually trying to maintain. So good for her, but we're going to talk about her fights because we know she's coming to that reunion with something to prove. Even though she don't really have nothing to really prove when it comes to fighting, per se. Maybe with Lex she do. But we know Ivori got them hands. We know she's a heavy hitter. This list could be made up, but I saw it online on Twitter, so that's where I've gotten my selections from today. Y'all let me know which ones are probably going to happen, which ones y'all think is probably just made up. But y'all let me know y'all's thoughts down below. If you are new here, please subscribe. Please thumbs up the video. Please get down there in the comments and share the video as well. But yeah, enough of that. I'm about to go ahead and get behind this camera. And this is being pre-recorded so I can get this out to y'all and have y'all some content. But yeah, I'll see y'all on the other side. Let's go. All right, so as you see, we got Ivori coming to bust some heads. The choices that we have, there's a couple that are like, huh? We got Jela, as you see over here on the far end. We got Chrisean. This is one of the ones I'm like, I don't think this one might actually happen. I don't know why people are saying that they're going to fight. Maybe I'm missing something because I don't follow either one of them on social media, so I don't know. Dolly, we already know she going to need that after she got her head pounded at that premiere because Ivori was tagging that head. And we know Dolly also is looking to prove a point too, just like I just said with Ivori. If you didn't already watch, I already did Dolly's breakdown. That is on my page. I did Jela's. That is on my page as well. And I also did Mel's. That is on my page as well. So if you haven't already seen my analysis with their matchups, go watch that. But then as you see on the other side of Ivori, we got Mel, who is her arch nemesis. This is an actual enemy because they both don't fuck with each other. And they're an even match, but we'll get into that later on. Lex is on here. Somebody had Lex on there, but from what I've understood over the last couple of weeks, these two have at least some type of mutual respect for each other to where it seems like they're on common ground. So I don't think they're gonna fight, but if they do, we got another match on our hands. And then we got Jo over here on the end. Word on the curb is Jo and Kiva are getting invited to the reunion that is filming on Thursday. Not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday, the 6th. So we'll know then. But Jo is being suspected to be at that reunion. And I don't know why they would be fighting, but her name was on that list as well to fight Ivori. So this list is pretty formidable, though. In terms of Ivori, every woman on this list can fight. So it's going to be interesting to see. But let's get to it. And if you don't already know, and I forgot to put Summer on here. So not everybody on this list is formidable. But the ones that I put on the page are. But Summer is also on this list because we all know Summer been running that mouth. And like I said, I'm putting them in order. If you're new here, I put them in order from who I think is the easiest for Ivori to beat to the hardest. And Summer obviously is the easiest one without a doubt. Summer been running that mouth. Summer just looks for attention. She wants attention. She already done fought Ivori on the show. She continues to pop that mouth online, and Ivori is going to give her what she's asking for again. Ivori done beat her ass already on the season. Ivori has not really been bothering Summer on the show. Summer has not really been paying attention to Ivori on the show. But for you to get online and be talking and popping that shit, this time I'm pretty sure Ivori's going to make sure that she shuts her up. And Ivori going to come there. Like I said in my title, Ivori is coming to bust some heads. And when I say it, you could tell in some of these fights that she's had on the season, she probably wasn't satisfied with what she was doing and felt like she could have did a lot better. But with that being said, she's going to come to this reunion on her A game. And there's no doubt in my mind she gonna knock this girl silly. This is gonna be the easiest fight for her, and if she gets her first, bye Summer. Summer might not even be able to be out there. Summer probably gonna be leaking. This is an easy fight. Summer cannot fight. Ivori can fight. And that's the difference though. Summer can't fight, and with Ivori's fighting style, how she likes that big old roundhouse, just bring it all the way around and then bust your shit type of punch. She's gonna be able to connect it on Summer, and Summer might go down. She might not even need to hit her twice. It might be a one-hitter quitter. This is an easy win for Ivori. We'll move on to the next one. We got Jela. Jela versus Ivori. We saw that one round? Did they fight one time? I think the first round that they tried to fight, it got broke up because they really didn't do anything. But the second round, they got locked up. They both was trying to lock each other up from being able to swing. They both was using a right dominant hand at first. And they both was just swinging, trying to connect on each other's head. And Jela was swinging but missing. Ivori was connecting. Ivori probably connected maybe, how many? I'm going to say she probably punched, at least threw about 7 punches and probably connected 5. Jela was probably throwing 4 or 5 and did not connect 1. So Jela didn't get her ass beat, but she definitely didn't win. Jela, she coming, from what we know of when that episode aired after Lex knotted Ivori up, I said it in my recap. If you didn't watch, I knew immediately Ivori was going to need that from Jela, just because Jela was in the confessional saying, I cannot see, even though she asked her in the moment, am I knotted up? I knew Ivori's going to need that. So she has since gone online and said that she's going to knot Jela the fuck up at their reunion. But that was also, when was episode 4? I'm about to pull up my phone to look at when that episode was. I think it was episode 6 or 7, which we now know we're on to episode 19 this coming Sunday, which means this Carlisle, episode 6. No, it's episode 7. Episode 7 was 2 months ago, y'all. Almost 3 months ago. Jela has not mentioned Ivori yet throughout the rest of the season, nor on social media. So I wonder if Ivori might have cooled off and might spare Jela. But if Ivori is still trying to do what Ivori wants to do, she's going to still get Jela. But regardless, this is an easy win for Ivori. I don't see Jela beating her. Even if she's using both hands, I still don't see her beating her. Ivori packs a heavier punch. Jela does connect, and when she does connect, she has had some impact. But I just don't see her beating Ivori. So this is going to be an easy one for her. Jela used both hands. Ivori is going to try to knock your head off. But this is the easy win for Ivori. So that's 2 wins right now. We move on to Bad Dolly. These two have to run that round because if you did not see the premiere party clips, Ivori was on top of Dolly in the seat at the premiere in the movie theater. She was on top of Dolly, pounding her head in. Pounding it in. And I know Ivori said online before the back and forth has been happening online recently that she said if Dolly needs that, she can get that. And Dolly said she needs that. Dolly said that she needed that from Tinkerbella, she needed that from Tasiki, and she needed that from Ivori. So we know this is a fight that's gonna happen. This one I don't know. I go back and forth with thinking if it could be a tie or not. But truthfully, I feel like this is an easy one for Ivori too. I do. Because the way she was pounding her shit in at that reunion, granted, she was on top of her and she was stuck in the seat and kind of had her boxed in. Dolly, she fights with both hands, which I do like. But I just don't see her beating Ivori either. Because Ivori packs a heavier punch. Dolly fans is going to get in them comments like they always do, telling me how heavy of a hitter Dolly is. I have yet to see that apart from her having rings at that audition. I've seen a couple of her fights on Now This TV. I've seen what she's done on this season, and nothing about that is screaming heavy hitter. And it's not heavy enough to beat Ivori, if you're asking me. This is another dub that I'm giving to Ivori. We'll move on to the next. Chrisean. Don't know why she's here. Apparently she's gotten an invite to be at the reunion. For what, I really don't know. I guess to have a moment with Tasiki. But I don't know why these two would even be fighting. Even though somebody online who made a list of what supposed fades we have coming for this reunion, If she does show up, and if they do decide to fight, which I want to know why they would be fighting, Chrisean's not beating her. The Rock Tars, the Chriseanimals, the whatever y'all call yourselves, she's not going to beat Ivori. Because Chrisean, until I see Chrisean fight multiple times with both hands, I can't see her beating somebody who is accurate with both. And Chrisean can fight. She can hit hard and leave damage, as we've seen before. But she ain't doing Ivori, and I just don't see that happening. This one right here is another win that I'm giving to Ivori. We'll now move on to, I believe this is her 5th matchup, which we're now moving into her, in my opinion, could either go to be a tie or could be a win her way or a win the other way. We're moving on to her arch nemesis, Melanie Big Shroom Fox. If you don't watch Now This TV, if you did not watch Young and Reckless, I don't watch Now This TV. I only watch Young and Reckless to see Mel. Because Legend, Kaya, plenty of the people that watch me have told me that I would love Mel. And I finally decided to give it a shot when Legend gave me that password and that login username. And I watched season 1 and 2 and immediately fell in love with Mel and immediately disliked Ivori. Immediately. Because the stark difference between the two, Ivori and Mel both know the aura that they possess. They both are very confident. They both know that they really can beat anybody that they really want to. And Ivori came onto the show first, season 1. She came on the show as the original cast member. She was in there bullying everybody. She was in there kind of asserting her dominance. When Mel got in there, I want to say episode 3 or 4, she was in there beating on some girls too off them shrooms. That's where she got her nickname, Big Shroom. She took some shrooms that night and went crazy and started beating on some girls. And in my mind, I felt like Ivori was looking at her like, okay, we got another big dog in here. You can't be the biggest dog. You can't prove that you're the biggest dog until you fight me. So she took advantage of that. In the moment, Mel being off them shrooms, them fought probably 3 girls and had probably multiple rounds with those girls. So now she done fought 6 times essentially in the same night, and she off shrooms. She's not in her right mind. Ivori definitely took advantage of that and beat Mel in those. I think they ran 2 rounds in that particular one. Then we moved to, I think they fought again at that. They were at some event. So I don't want to call it an event. They were doing something. But this was the episode when Mel ended up leaving, and Mel got Ivori. She did. She had Ivori swimming. So what I'm pretty much stating is, and then too at the reunion, Ivori got Mel. And then at the season 2, the ending, Mel got Ivori. So my whole point in saying all of that is, these two, when we say like Lex and Ivori, when they fight, it's good. These two, when they fight, I think it's even better because both of them have each other's number. And what I mean by that is, they both fight very similar. They both fight very, very similar. It just depends on who is more accurate that day, who has their head up, and who is actually really trying to win. Which is why this one right here, I have it as a tie. I don't really know who is going to win this one. It really depends on who fights who first. Because we know Mel got Tasiki to fight. So if you're asking me, she got to fight Ivori before she fights Tasiki. Because if she fights Tasiki first, Ivori going to easily beat her. Because Tasiki going to break her down. There's nobody on this stage, there's nobody on this show that can touch Tasiki. So with Mel having to fight her, if she fights her before she fights Ivori, it's going to be an easy win. If she fights Ivori before she fights Tasiki, and if she's not drunk, and she got them boobs secure, this could be a good fight. I don't know. Y'all tell me which one y'all think. I know this is going to be a controversial one. I got it as a tie. I don't know who's going to win this one. Y'all let me know y'all's thoughts on who y'all think is going to win at the reunion. But this one I'm looking forward to because they have not linked up since what we're going to later see in a couple weeks in Hawaii, which word on the curb is Ivori did win. But we'll see at a later date. But we'll move to the next round. Lex versus Ivori. We've seen them fight numerous times. In my opinion, I believe Lex has the upper hand in terms of the fights. I think they fought probably 12 times, maybe 10. Out of those, I'm giving Lex the upper hand. Ivory's won some, Lex has won some, but in my opinion, I feel like Lex probably has. If I'm gonna roughly estimate the win losses, I'm gonna say probably 6 wins for Lex, 5 to Ivory. That's how close they are. Truthfully, last time they fought, the rounds they were back and forth, but the difference is with the rounds, you could see Lex adjusting to how Ivory fights, which I feel like Ivory did not do that, which is why I feel like Lex got the upper hand on her the last time they fought, because Lex paid attention to how Ivory fights. She adjusted and she moved. She sticked and moved. And she stuck and moved. And she decided to throw off different combos too. But I truthfully don't even think these two are going to fight. I don't, because I feel like they don't really have beef anymore and no real reason to continue to fight. But they're not going to fight, in my opinion. But if they do fight, again, I don't know. It just depends on who shows up that day. Lex is very clumsy for some reason. I don't know why, because she is a basketball player and she played collegiate level basketball. Shaw, I think that's a D2. Is either D2 or D1? I don't know. Regardless, she played collegiate level basketball, which you have to be good to play college ball. And she played, from what I'm understanding, all the way throughout her years at school. So she just graduated. So she still has that form and she should have good footwork. But for some reason, sometimes Ivory bum rushing her gets her off balance, which lets you know her footwork isn't as solid as it needs to be. And if Ivory uses that tactic again, and Lex is not in her stance the way she needs to be and truly in her feet, Ivory could take over. But if Ivory's too busy trying to throw that big heavy hand on Lex, who is quick and fast and uses both hands, Ivory's going to lose. But we don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they even fight. But this one right here, I got as a tie too, because I don't know. It depends on what's going to happen on the day. But the last one, which I think is going to be the hardest one, truthfully, if they do fight, and if Jo is there, because Jo can fight. Jo can fight. And I had in my heavy hitters list, the one that I just had on the page, and then these two, which I'm talking about, the one that I just had was Lex, the one that I just moved to the next screen. On my heavy hitters list, if y'all didn't watch it, go watch it. I had Ivory in 4th place, Jo in 3rd place, Lex in 2nd place. Honestly, after sitting here thinking about it, since then, I would probably move Jo to 2nd and Lex to 3rd and keep Ivory at 4th. Which is why I have this one being her hardest bout, because Jo, she fights fast too. And she fights and hits hard. And I don't want to say I misrepresented it, or I just forgot. Truthfully, the last thing I remembered was her beating on Biggie at that reunion with that two-piece combo. But the only difference is I forgot how she fought Meatball, and I forgot how she was fighting at them auditions. Jo is quick. She throws combos too, and she's very accurate and heavy with her punching too. Which is why this one right here could be the one. Out of every person that she got on this list, she's the one that could truly give Ivory a real run. And this one would be evenly matched. This one, I don't know who's going to win if they do fight. Don't know why they would be fighting, but I'm just entertaining it right now. But I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But we're going to move to the ratio. I got her win-loss ratio. As you see, we got 4 dubs, which is 4 wins, which was Summer, Jela, Dolly, and who else am I missing? Summer, Jela, Dolly. Who the fuck else did I have on there? Summer, Jela, Dolly, Chrisean. The 3 ties, as you know, is Mel, Lex, and Ivory. And then the 0 losses, I don't have her losing a fight. I feel like if anything, it's going to be either a tie, or if she does end up losing, she ends up losing. But that's what I got in terms of Ivory's analysis. We don't know what's going to happen. We will soon find out. I'm pretty sure myself, Movie Bay Legend, and January Flowers will be going live. It ain't scheduled, but I'm pretty sure we probably will go live. Shit, we might go live Friday. If not Friday, it'll be Saturday. But we'll see. As y'all know, we are doing our podcast every single week. We got that on Saturday, so tune into that. This will be dropped, and y'all will see it on Wednesday night around 10:30. But if you got this far, have not already, thumbs up the video. Leave me a comment down below on your thoughts. Subscribe if you are new. And I will see y'all the next time. Peace.